Nigerian governors are like bandits. Nigerian governors, according to human rights lawyer Mike EZEKHOME, are like bandits. Mr. EZEKHOME said at the Ladia Debutu Good Governance Symposium in Abeokuta on Thursday, governors like bandits routinely waylay council allocations from Abuja. He accused the governors of impoverishing rural residents and blamed them for the lack of growth at the grassroots. Nigeria, he claims, has a suffocating system as a result of the 1999 constitution, which he calls a false document from the bottom of hell and calls for its replacement. Mr. EZEKHOME declared that Nigeria as a nation could be divided if those in authority did nothing to change the current things. I agree that Nigeria should stay together as one country, but please, if we must be together as one country, we must renegotiate the terms. It must be under agreed terms. That is where a constituent of People's Assembly come up. The National Assembly members are afraid they want to amend. Can we amend a bad document? Even if you give it 1 million amendment, it cannot solve your problems, he argued. So they can therefore make a law using Section 4 promulgating constituents of the people, the same law that provides a referendum. The National Assembly is saying it cannot give a new constitution. It can facilitate and midwife under Section 4. This man woke up today and decided to speak facts because he is really preaching right now. I cannot fault what he has said. I think that is very much accurate. Because this 1999 constitution, as is described, says that is the bedrock of Nigeria's, quote, suffocating system, which makes sense because, again, if we are to stay as Nigeria, we have to be under agreed terms, which is the constitution. That's why we don't value it, because if the people don't have a personal connection with what the system of government is, then they wouldn't give a toss if they break it or not. But then if you make them swear by their traditional gods or anything, they will respect that because there's that mutual understanding that we believe in this and we believe this works, and so they would believe in that, and of course that would help in putting them into order and in making sure that they behave properly. But then again, it's like this constitution, we didn't agree upon it. Did we agree to be named Nigeria? Obviously, I think the main thing was that we get our independence and then we do what we want, be a one country or not. But I don't think so. I think if we're to stay as Nigeria, we need to have like a family meeting. And the questions we need to ask is, listen, on what grounds and basis did we get our independence? Because everything roots back to that. It roots back to that. That was probably, in my opinion, the main stumbling block against the disintegration of Nigeria's autonomy when it comes to its resources, a lot of issues. So again, I'm just saying that, this man decided to speak facts. That 1999 constitution, we don't understand it. Do we have a personal connection? Do we value it? Absolutely not. And of course, they're going to make it one complicated thing that was derived from the Greeks and all that. You know what I mean? Like, is this constitutional system of government our own? And people argue that all the time. And people are like, it's not everything Africa. But everything should be Africa because we are Africans. You know what I mean? We need to find a system of government that we mutually respect and, on the side of the government and the people, there has to be an understanding. That is what it is. Somebody here says, because he's not in the system. Huh? I don't know what that means. Someone says, and you always defend them in the courts. I mean, again, you can be a lawyer, but then you're gonna have cases where you're gonna have to defend the unjustifiably indefensible. I don't even know what to do, the way to describe it. But then I get that. That you being a lawyer and saying these things, you're gonna be put in compromising positions where you have to defend these people specifically, and that is what people are bringing up in the comment section below. But again, I think what he's saying is absolutely right. That don't mean that, again, I think this is what we need to learn. Because you like what somebody has said or you agree with it does not mean this person should not become president or something, Somebody here says, look at the kettle calling the Kettle calling the pot black, the most corrupt SAN. Woof. Coming for your neck. Well, they are another set of terrorists in Nigeria. Mrs. Person is agreeing with what this EZEKHOME person has said. Somebody says Nigerian governors are not like bandits, but they are the real bandits with license, and their license being the 1999 Constitution. I think Nigerians need to take a time to go and read it if they want to. Because again, I think we don't have time to go read through that because it's just a lot. It's like to go through, but you have to, because again, we can understand the ways in which our rights are being, how I describe it. Yeah, where our rights are being, violated, and we know where to defend ourselves when it comes to it. Because again, I think as a people, with the way things are going now, I think everyone is under the assumption, well, maybe it's factual by the Constitution, but I think when it comes to the human rights of Nigerians and when they have decisions to make, it seems as if it's only like our voting and election. That's the only time we can have our voices heard. Which I honestly, that whole concept has angered me a lot, because things happen and then you hear people say, well, wait till 2023 to get your voice heard. I'm like, excuse me, a country can be as damaged and be in strong, I mean, is the country literally gasping for air before it literally has its final breath. And then you say we have to wait. We have to wait in such a time like this until how many years later, until, the country has gotten worse, and then we can make our voices heard? Absolutely not. And on that note, the Nigerian election 2023, what would that be like? That will be a mess if we even get there. Just saying. Somebody says they are bandits coercing LGAs and citizens through illegal levies. He shocks me. All right. Knowing this adage with Nigerian governors, you always neutralize and send them off the hook through technicality of the outdated Nigerian law. Oof. So they came for this man's neck. Again, listen, you might say something factual, but then again, your character can, your character and what people know you as consistently, the consistency of your character, that would literally determine how people will take you seriously or not. You might be speaking facts, but listen, this man played himself. You are not in a position to give this kind of news, because again, Nigerians will not take it seriously because you haven't proven to be on their side. So I guess that's where the comment section, that's how they're feeling right now. Yeah, that's it. I mean, to be honest, this just goes for everything. As far as you are concerned, it is okay for the governors to hijack all government allocations, isn't it? Yeah, please put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.